ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into our last series of the day for DAC Southeast Asian Qualifiers. It is Boom ID versus TNC. And this will do it for today in the upper bracket. We also have another game going on at the exact same time. That'll be on twitch.tv/PGL_Dota2EN4. That's the Mineski Execration game. But for now, right here, we've got Boom ID versus TNC. Surprisingly enough, actually, Boom ID taking down Fnatic 2-1, and I would say a pretty big upset. I mean, it was pretty back and forth for the most part, but that third game was rather convincing, basically. When you look at what happened, what Boom ID were able to do, it felt pretty strong in that third game especially.
They looked really good. They won most of their lanes. I mean, the gyrocopter got pressured a little bit mid, but it didn't really matter. Jameson went out of control on his Monkey King, but this time around we've got TNC kind of taking a lot of the successful heroes that we saw Boom ID using, and Boom ID find themselves with a Naga Siren and a Rubik as their two supports. Yes. So,
which is interesting because I wanted to talk about the Naga Siren. It didn't really do that much for DJ, and not necessarily, that wasn't a, a him issue or anything. Maybe it was more of a overall draft issue. But like the two games that they had the Naga Siren, they really didn't accomplish that much. He had a couple of ensnares. He didn't really use the song to great effect in terms of kind of breaking up team fights, because it felt like TNC could kind of get to him with somebody else before he was able to get off the song in half the time. So I don't know. The Naga Siren, it was banned all throughout our first series. TNC didn't get to play it. I think they were ones that got banned against.
Yeah, it got banned by Fire Dragoon every time.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, the hero just seemed to not do as much for Fnatic, but I'm sure the hero is still very strong.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think they just need to make sure that they get, like, that they're setting up for something. I think in this particular game, it's already like decent counter initiation against the Disruptor Sand King, which is all right. But I mean, I think this is a good look from TNC, and it does kind of fit the overall theme that we've been talking about in this patch, which seems fairly teamfight heavy. Lots of big AoE ultimates, lots of those shenanigans going on. Rubik's actually seen a bit of a resurgence in popularity, and I think he's actually had a pretty decent win rate at some of the tournaments that he's been in. So that's always nice to see. I think he's an exciting hero for the game. Yeah.
Like Miracle was the only one that did.
Yeah.
TI2, baby, TI2.
Yeah, those were the days. I miss mid Rubik as well, but I'm pretty happy with him being a support. I mean, I'm a support player.
He's definitely still cool. He is definitely still a cool hero that I.
Yeah. Not as flashy.
There it is, the PL. We saw it in the second game of both series, in fact, where TNC lost to it, and then of course Fnatic lost to it in the second series of the day. And it seems to be a pretty strong hero. We've seen a couple of different builds, Battle Fury, lots of different stuff. We saw, I think, a Helm the Dominator.
Yeah, Dominator first.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, and TNC, like we've been saying, they're the team that's really been, I think, bringing PL into the meta in a lot of ways. They were first phasing it. They're willing to run it on 2 different lanes. They were the ones really innovating with the Battle Furies, so not at all surprising to see them picking it up here. And I do like I like the OD ban. I think that's the one hero that we saw Armel really excelling on from TNC, but now Boom ID, they got to answer the question of how do they think you deal with this Phantom Lancer? Are they going to go for the Underlord as well? No, they pick up a Queen of Pain, and TNC's immediate response is going to be this Dragon Knight who just doesn't care about Quap at all in lane. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team down.
Timber saw.
This was banned in the last series, I think, by Fnatic. I saw it banned one game. It was banned in the third game. Can't remember if it was Fnatic or whom ID that banned it.
See, the Timbersaw is decent, I think, looking at the Phantom Lancer and the Dragon Knight, but where I worry about him this game is actually, like, he's okay at clearing out PL illusions, but he's not necessarily amazing at actually killing the real hero. And it is a little bit difficult to play the Timber up against Disruptor. And it's not like TNC are lacking for lockdown either. They've got plenty of different ways to get the Timbersaw into the Static Storm. And to me, Timber is another one of these heroes where it can sometimes seem like a good idea on paper. And I think even in terms of like what his matchups are supposed to be like, he's decent against what TNC have, or at least their cores. But the power level of the hero is maybe just a little bit low at the moment, and so tends not to, like, even if it's a good Timbersaw game, does it mean that Timbersaw is a good hero? I'd lean on the side of saying that he's not so great at the moment.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team, dire team, pick.
Sven stands ready.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero.
So that fits the kind of mold you were talking about a second ago. Right.
Ten seconds remaining.
You're a lot, from what I remember.
Prepare for battle.
One kill before Boom can really do anything.
So I'm assuming you kind of like this team.
I like the TNC draft. Yeah, I like it a lot. They've got like all comfort heroes pretty much, I think. And I know Armel. I criticized him a little bit because I felt like he played a little bit sloppy in the previous series.
Joker game.
But you put him on Dragon Knight. It's like, how bad can you mess up Dragon Knight as well?
It's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I can play Dragon Knight. You know, there you go. So
get your Elder Dragon form, start pushing down towers. See how it goes for Armel in this game. Yeah, it's not quite the same prowess that is required as an Invoker, which he had a bit of a rough time in game number 2. So a bit different there. Important to note, there are 2 spots for SEA in terms of getting the DAC. Winner of this series will move on and play up against Mineski versus Execration. Winner of that series will garner themselves a spot into the DAC major. So a lot at stake here in this upper bracket. The fact that Boom ID have taken out Fnatic is already one step closer for them to get to that DAC major. But we'll see. This is going to be a tough matchup as well. TNC obviously with a very good draft like we talked about. Already they're getting a bit aggressive. Just their team is going the opposite side.
Yeah, so they are running Queen of Pain off lane, and they've got the Timbersaw heading mid to match up against the Dragon Knight. I'm interested to see if this, like, I don't know if this lane is completely unplayable for the DK or what the situation is going to end up being. I think the one slight concern that I have is that a lot of the time Timber, to really take full advantage of the fact that he's like winning a lane, you end up playing really close to the enemy tower. Yeah. And that's where the 2 TNC supports are really good at punishing.
Very susceptible to getting ganks.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think if FBZ like crushes this mid lane and then it's not even so much about him crushing the lane. I think he's also just there so that the Dragon Knight can't ever really get to the tower. Yeah. And can't take their tier 1 because Timbersaw is pretty happy to just sit here. But I think if the Timber doesn't win this lane, then I'm worried about Boom's overall game plan, especially with an off-lane Quap who they're going to need to make some space for and take a tier 1 somewhere to be able to get her going in the game.
Well, this is the question we had also in the last series, was how well did FBZ actually play? It was a lot of Dream and Cell carrying the game in terms of accomplished. Now we're going to see what he can really do. Meanwhile, bottom lane, SameH has to be away. It's going to be close. Good Burrow Strike will keep him alive, and SameH will be able to get out of trouble and head over to the tier 1 tower, potentially regen up with these tangles, although it will take a little bit of time to do so.
Double mango, baby.
That's the HP regen, honestly.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Boom ID put together this kill anybody, or kill any solo hero tri-lane, and the answer is just, hey, we're not going to have solo heroes.
SameH in trouble, Stormhammer coming out, and he's going to fall. Looks like first blood will go to Kezcute. Him now needs to be a little careful, but no further follow-up. They just got in there for Joachim ready to go. But first blood already going to Boom ID, so pretty
that was nice
tri-lane so far.
Yeah, SameH just kind of, not that he let the Rubik walk up and lift him, but I guess he thought that maybe Tim's would go and stun the Sven before he got the Stormhammer out or something like that. Didn't quite work out. Tim's is gonna grab a bunch of experience down here while they wait for SameH, but Nagasaren's on the prowl, looking for some action, maybe at mid, or maybe just trying to snipe the courier. See what happens.
We got a DD, and the courier is running out as we speak. Might get it on the way back. DD's not gonna last that long, I don't think. It's gonna be close. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this mid lane. He's actually TPing top. That's unfortunate. He almost could have gotten it had he waited, but
they might be able to kill Cuckoo here, depending. They got to like catch him by surprise. They got to get the net off. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, there they go. Riptide coming in. Net comes out, but it's gonna be close. He has a glimpse if he wants to turn around and use it. But I think Dead Spirit Lance comes in. Cuckoo.
He might get denied.
Dodge. Thunderstrike comes out. No such luck from Raven, trying to chase down Joachim. He's out of mana for Spirit Lance. He's actually going to use the wand, though. Still not going to be enough, though, to get the kill. They get Cuckoo, but Raven's still having a pretty good time in the top lane for us.
Stun on to SameH, now lifted as well. Creep's doing tons of damage.
The creep wave being there is huge. He's going to Fairy Fire the Fable. Won't be enough damage. He also has wand charges to work with. So SameH should be fine, but yeah, that creep wave actually owned him. I was surprised they didn't get the kill there, but very close.
The approach from the Naga was so nice up top as well. Like sneaking across, coming over by this little patch of fog and able to run out. It was really unexpected, I think, for Cuckoo, because the wave had just died and it was pushing forward, so he was in a mindset of, I'm going to go and hit this Queen of Pain, and if the Queen of Pain tries to harass me, she's going to tank the creep wave, and I'm going to win the trade. And then Naga Siren comes out of nowhere and
definitely
kills him off.
So good gank there. It is just a support, and those early game kills, not that big of a deal, honestly. It's more trying to shut down these cores and stuff like that. Which, speaking of which, Armel's still having a pretty good time. We talked about this play, and we weren't sure how it was going to go. It seems pretty even for the most part, at least for now. He has a Soul Ring also, which makes it a lot easier in terms of spanning the wave with free fire. But you're right. I don't think he's ever going to be able to really put pressure on this tower anytime soon. So
no, especially not once the Timber hits level 6. That's when the Chakram spam starts coming in. Dream of Cell 3 stacks up. Could be in some trouble.
Burrow Strike just hitting 4 stacks. He's got wand charges. They have the Stormhammer Samage under the tower now, and they have to forego this further aggression. But that'll keep Dream of Cell alive. Sam H, only 5 last hits, level 3. This is the big issue with him going down in the early game. Tim's has gotten the majority of the farm in this bottom lane for now. So we'll see if he can get back into the game. Obviously, he's a Bat Rider. He can juggle pretty easily. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue.
And Tim's grabbing a couple more creeps there, get some of it stolen by the Rubik. Do they have any stacks for the bat?
Jokum, the Wancher, Jokum was not expecting this. Kinetic Field comes out, the Stream of Paint goes through, but Raven is fine. And now they're going to turn on St. Lucas. He has no mana left. He's going after an illusion. St. Lucas, you got to get out of there, buddy, and he will. 14 seconds left on this blink, but he is safe and sound. He will TP out to the Shrine. Kinetic Field, unfortunately, the wrong direction. If he went to the north, he could have got a glimpse off with the vision he would have gotten from the Kinetic Field. Sadly, no such luck.
These SEA Phantom Lancer players, or just, I guess PL players in general, seem to be too good at the illusion fake outs. Yeah, it's just
if you play that, it's like a requirement, honestly.
Yeah,
you got to be stylish, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with the they run straight back up here. They just want Cuckoo's life. Deny him, maybe?
Close.
No.
He tried for it.
He was holding his wand charges. I think he was hoping for the deny.
Look at this giant stack being taken. If they can get this, it would be huge for CMH. The Firefly's gone, though, and Dream of Cell is going to leave, so I don't know about that. They're going to push him back, though. Sticky Napalm stack starting to stack up here. SQ just trying to get this going.
FPZ's here.
Yeah, this is going to be Chakram down and Whirling Death down, so this is going to be a huge amount of money for them to get. This could have been great for TNC if they can get it. Now Tim's needs to be careful. He needs to avoid dying, because then he gets too much away. So Cancel coming out. Good Burrow Strike coming in. Oh, those six are so low. The Firefly coming up. The Stormhammer in there, and it looks like CMH should fall even with the wand charges. The Chakram comes in through the cell. Might burn down. Cuckoo with one more auto attack will do it, but he might lose his life along with it. The Kinetic Field might keep him alive. No telekinesis for 2 seconds. FBZ has Chakram. He will hit it up. Cuckoo might still get chased down because Duke still has the Fade Bolt. He will use it. He's one auto attack away. 13 HP, but he's going to get to the Shrine, and TNC will at least get that kill onto Dream of Cell, so good stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1-for-1. Sven going down. Disruptor getting a ton of experience, actually. He's almost level 6, which is pretty scary. And Armel getting good damage on this mid tower.
Yeah, but he might be dead for it, though. Chakram coming in, Whirling Death. Should be enough to get the kill. Telekinesis included. One more auto attack, and there it is. FBZ getting it with the Whirling Death. So, yeah, he did get a lot of tower damage. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're going to go on to Dream of Cell again, and this time they're going to bring it down. Dream of Cell finally having kind of a rough time. It's just getting run at the beginning of the game. We didn't really see too much of in the last series, but now 2 deaths right in a row.
Yeah, he's really getting shut down in terms of farm. I mean, he's getting pretty much doubled up by the Phantom Lancer, who's just free farming. The Queen of Pain is getting some, I mean, okay levels, but I think the biggest story for me so far is the fact that Cuckoo is like that solo kill that he picked up on the Sven has actually catapulted him forward in this game, and I think he's going to get a ton of work done. Even just having more points in the glimpse early on here, while the laning stage is still going on, you just run from lane to lane, you run up and you glimpse somebody back. Like, you look at the position that FPZ is in here. If they have a static storm,
about. He's playing very close to the tower as you would as a Timbersaw. Max
you have to
right now. Static storm would be huge to have, and you're right that getting that kill is going to put him towards that early level 6, which is significant in terms of finding kills. But they're going to set something up here in the mid lane. Armel might be dead. In fact, he's going to go across the river now. They're going to use Beam Snare. Falcon uses Inspiration. Snare will follow up shortly thereafter. They have the Sonic Wave along with it. Refire coming in. No static from yet. Sonic Wave comes out. Armel still alive. Won't fall yet. Tim's with a great Burrow Strike, and Armel will back himself up. Tim might die for the Shock Room. I think that's a fine trade, though. Losing that hero, keeping Armel alive is... It's fine. It's fine.
All right. That was a pretty big commitment from Boom. Big rotation. They get a tiny bit of damage on the tier 1, but yeah, like you said, very good response from TNC, and I think well worth it for Tim's to put his life on the line there to keep the Dragon Knight alive and farming. What else is going on here? I mean, that was the co-op rotation with that first Sonic Wave, and it did basically nothing. And I don't think Offlane Queen of Pain is destined to do much of anything in this game, really. So, and any little bit of strength that they can eke out of the early game is going to be really important.
FBZ is kind of impossible to deal with. They will have Breathe Fire. Now he's taking a lot of damage. They have level 6, but he doesn't have the mana. He's going to use his one charges. Static Storm is ready, but now with no kinetic field, it's a lot tougher. They will get the Dragon Tail off, and now that should be enough for the Breathe Fire Burrow Strike, and that will be what they get to get the job done. So FBZ will get dropped down, this Healing Spree taken away and given to Tim's. They will keep the tier 1 tower alive, and Armel will get a little bit of tower pressure here on his tier 1.
If I'm FBZ there, I'm thinking, why the hell do these support such high levels? Like, why is Sand King level 6 and why is Disruptor also level 6? Neither one of them has the tome yet. Like, 10 minutes is only just coming up, and same.
The Lucas is just dead. That is going to be Sam H. And Dream Cell can't even get off the Stormhammer in time. And he's going to find 2 bounty runes for the heck of it, too. So now Sam H is up to 1,500 gold, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, Sam H is... He's just such a sick offlane player, actually.
Yeah.
It's like all of his heroes, I think he plays really well. He always seems to find these like random solo kills, or even plenty of farm. Like you were saying, he died twice at the bottom lane here, and a lot of those last hits went to Tim's, and they just turned right back around, picked up 2 kills of his own, and now he's looking really good. I wonder if he's gonna rush the blink, or he might go for a drum.
They're getting a drum on another hero, so I don't know if he's gonna go for that.
Big rotation bottom.
No level 6, good. Comes back to Cuckoo. Static come down to 15. I don't think they need it. 3 stacks of sticky plus a Burrow Strike, more than enough to get the kill. And Raven gets it with the Spirit Lance. And he is, in fact, going to be going for that battle through as we've seen previously. So very big kill. Again, like you talked about, Dream Cell getting kind of shit down. In fact, very shit down. 3,300 net worth to the 5,000 that is Raven. And it's starting to get a little maybe dicey here for Boom ID at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, and they're about to lose their bot tier 1 and their mid tier 1. Well, the mid tier 1 is low. I mean, nobody's actively pressuring it just yet. But there is a Dragon Form coming up in just a second. And as soon as they lose that, that's a ton of the farm space for Sven just cut off. I mean, these easternmost camps pretty much gone. It even makes the Ancients a little bit less safe.
Sam H, 1,500 gold. He has a wand, but he's going to get caught and killed. He already used his launcher. There's nothing he can do there. And Snare plus Pimples on, he's never a good time. As we sing his praises, he will go and get dropped down, and they might lose a tier 1 of their own himself.
Oh, they got mid. Static Storm under the Queen of Pain, and Saint taking another dirt nap. As they will be able to glyph up their tier 1. Looks like another tower trade coming up. PL playing behind the tier 2 at bottom. Raven just being a real nuisance.
For sure. Belt off the God's Strength working on their next man. Very close. Armel will get the tier 1 tower mid lane. Not a bad trade if they lose this tier 1 top, which they look like they definitely will.
Oh my god, they're so set up to just hunt this Sven to the ends of the earth. Like, look at this. There's a ward here. You can't farm on this shrine. You can't farm your Ancients. You can't farm this camp. You can't farm over here.
Did they smoke on that ward? They were out of range of it, I think.
Yeah, there's no way that they try and go for this timber if they know that there's a smoke coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a song.
They have one available. Firefly's going to come in. They want to burst down Sam H, but good Burrow onto 2. Sonic Wave comes out, still alive for now, and finally gets dropped down. Tim's might be next.
Core TPs.
Cuckoo. They've got Kinetic Field. Raven is coming in. They get the Dragon Tail off. They have a Breathe Fire. There's the Song of the Siren. They might set something up here. No, they're going to back themselves away. No Sonic Wave. Not much to do in terms of getting kills. Yoakum is TP'd out just in time. The Courier came over just as his TP was completing. Not much they could have done in terms of stopping that. So, it's a pretty big kill for Boom ID. It's only 1 kill, but it's still a kill nonetheless.
Yeah, the fact that they've shut down Sam H twice back to back is actually hurting his farm a lot. I think he otherwise would have had the blink at this point, and they'd be looking to use these wards, but instead it looks like they're going to miss a little bit of their window. And the one problem when you've got this many wards up on the map at once is that it means that there is going to be a little window a bit further down the line where you're going to be playing a little bit more blind. So they haven't managed to quite line up the great vision with the bat blink as they may have been hoping.
He's still getting close, 1700. He just needs a couple of jungle camps, and he needs to be careful of this bottom lane especially. It's like you said, it's not the timing that he wanted, considering how close he was recently, but they're still doing well. It was, I think, a 4K lead, now down to 2K. So TNC starting to slow down a little bit, but the big news is that Raven is still farming out of control. But the other side, there is FBZ having a great old time without a Defiance now building into a Bloodstone.
Yeah, he's doing well. I think he's... One of the big things I think you need to look for, and I think one of the big things to point out this game, is that the Naga Siren has gone for 3 points in the ensnare. And it's actually just so important for Timber that he has solid lockdown on his team, so he can just drop his whole combo. And, and like we even saw it on the... You see it on the Batrider. He was just stuck forever, and it lets Timbersaw just really lay in. And even once the root wears off, the Chakram is at that point slowing for so much that it can't go anywhere.
I'm going to start pressuring this 2-1 mid again. Armel popped his Dragon Form for seemingly no reason in the mid lane a moment ago. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish, but it's going to be down if they try to take this fight, and I think that they know this, and they're going to try to press the 2-1 tower and get them.
Nice. The good blasted to Dreamcell. He definitely needs a little bit of help. Tim's not working on a blink at the moment. Actually just has the Spirit Vessel queued up. There. Hunting after Armel.
Not an easy kill with all the burst damage they have. But they have now a Batrider with a Blink Dagger, and Sam H is probably going to try to put this to good use. In fact, he will. Not going to be an easy kill to get. The rest of the team is behind. They don't have Song. Oh,
Song in 1
second. And they've got the Static Storm to come in. It might be enough. No. The Song of the Siren comes too little too late. Yokum will go for the TP. They lose the Timbersaw. Very big kill. Great blink reveal coming in on the side of TNC.
Yeah, that was really nice. They got the highest value kill, set the Timbersaw back a little bit on his Bloodstone. Oh, they're even running around mid lane right now, straight into Dreamcell.
This is the problem. Stormhammer comes out. He's got God Strength and Massive Manage, but it's too little too late as he's
Oh no. Are they going to steal this?
Is there a huge stack here? Yes, there is.
Yeah, there's a pretty big stack. PL with the Battle Fury.
The Raven too. Yeah, this is not good for your spend at all. They will take this full stack. Not much they can do. They're going to run over with Yokum with some illusions and try to get at least something out of it. He gets like one of those creeps, I think, or an illusion or something, but that's about it. Meanwhile, they might find Tim's here. St. DeLuca's. There's the Ensnare. He Sandstorms as the Ensnare comes out. Point forward, looking for something. Again, they don't have that last, so they just used it. Just trying to pressure Yokum with a Flame Break, but that'll be it. So, very big kill there. It leads into that Ancient Stack stolen. And extra gold that would have gone to the Sven, now gone by the wayside. He's still struggling.
Yeah, still needs more time, needs more space to catch up. So the one thing that I would normally say, I don't mind offlane Queen of Pain in general, but I think offlane Queen of Pain is just difficult this game because TNC do have the appropriate catch to be able to punish it. Like, I think offlane Queen of Pain kind of gets back into the game by split pushing and applying pressure on the lanes. And Saint can do a little bit of that this game, but not much because the TNC lineup is just so good at finding split pushing heroes and killing them. Literally everybody except for the Phantom Lancer is very well equipped to catch and set up a kill on a split pushing co-op.
Yeah. And this Disruptor pick comes out to be, again, one of the better picks we've seen. Boom ID had it in the last 2 games of the last series. And in the meantime, they might find Dreamcell here. Kim's going to come in, look for a punch, rather Growth Strike. They will have it. There's the last one. Good Static Storm. Yokum, obviously, no Song of the Siren. Not much he can do. They have to only look on. Armel gets up the stun onto the Naga along with it. They even get another Glimpse stack as well. Kez cute. He does steal the Static Storm. It's not going to matter, though. It's a double kill for Armel. And this will transition directly into a potential tier 2 tower as the wave is now moving in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of damage, but TNC right on the front foot. The Phantom Lancer fighting just fine, even with the pretty farmy build. And Boom just not feeling like they can really put anything together. They do have the Song back up now, but In terms of starting off a team fight, things looking a little bit questionable.
Thanks to Lucas. Has a Thunder Strike on him. He's going to have to wait, and he's going to go for the blink. There's the glimpse back. They had just enough vision, and he is dead. Not much he could have done there, to be honest. Very well played from TNC to get that kill. So even though, you know, he was split pushing top lane, he still gets caught and killed. And I got to say, this is kind of looking like game one of the last series for Boom ID, but we know how that ended, so let's see.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like the same thing that happened to Fnatic a little bit is happening to Boom here, where it's like, what is the Naga Siren really for? Like they don't seem to have the way that they're picking it. It doesn't seem to have the same mindset behind it. Or, like, I think newbies' mindset about Dota a lot of the time is we're gonna have better 5-on-5 team fight no matter what, right? So they're almost equal to the enemy team in terms of the amount of team fight that they bring on every other position 1 through 5, and then their trump card is that they have the Naga Siren, which is bringing even more team fight from the 4 position. And you know, there are other position 4 heroes that have big AoE team fight, but the way that they use the Naga and the way that it tends to synergize with their lineups is you know, super interesting to watch. And then here, Boom ID, they've picked it, and you know, it sets up for maybe like a Chakram or Timbersaw comboing somebody, but they didn't really do anything else with it.
There's
which
not much
I think
other
is
synergy in terms of the third point. So,
yeah.
And it felt like the same way with Fnatic last game and last series. The Naga Siren, I'm not sure what point was. They
all right, smoke
up.
On smoke. Double damage Phantom Lancer, full duration.
Find somebody. They're going to use the last, and that'll be on the Dream.
no.
He is dead. They're still going to try to fight this, though, on the other side. Tim's sandstormed up. They will duck him, but it's too little too late. It's time to get out. You need to run, I think, and SamH is still running in. They're going to use the glimpse back. That'll be under the Naga Siren. He will use the sleep. Everybody will try to TP. Joachim should be able to get out. Yeah, he's fine. And the only other hero that is still there is St. Lucas, who just runs away. He doesn't need to be caught. But now Song is down, and they still got the kill on the Dream cell, which is a very big deal.
Yeah, the Sven just keeps dying and dying and dying. Can't really seem to get any farm going. And you know, Sven is a hero that you just need. It's not even that he wants to be at the top of the net worth chart. He needs to be at the top of the net worth chart. Right? You have to be.
Oh, man. Tim's spear vesseled up. Solo kill pretty much, other than Thunder Strike. I like the Spirit Vessel build. He didn't even have a blink tagger. He just ran in.
Yeah, how did Tim's even get here? How did he even find him? What is that?
He just like ran like this.
Yeah.
Naga here was here mirror imaging, and then she's just like, what?
Tim's, why are you here? That's
By the way, those are the worst
unexpected.
question marks I've ever drawn in my life.
I didn't see him.
Those are.
That's fine.
They looked like this.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Anyway, this is a significant advantage, a distinct advantage, if you will, for TNC, as they are 11k net worth right now. They have everything going for them at this point. They've taken Roche, they've taken Aegis. They're going to take all the outer towers and tier 2 in the bottom lane. SamH will find yet another lasso on the Dream cell, and not quite the game he was looking for like he had in the last year. They've got the glimpse back on Joachim, who has no song. Raven is in deep. He has Aegis to work with. I don't think he's too really concerned about diving this tier 3 tower at this point. SamH, he'll back himself away, and this tier 3 tower is probably gone. Maybe even the Rax as well. They'll pop the Elder Dragon for him. Buyback is available for Dream stuff, but I think he's thinking, well, what am I going to do at this point? They've got the break, reactive armor. He's dead. Freeze fire, dead for 12. Static won't get another. Stormhammer comes in. They want to get this kill onto the Disruptor. He might actually get it. Dream itself doing some damage, but not nearly enough. Now focusing on SamH, he will wand up, and Dream itself is about to die back. And there it is. Sonic Wave comes in nicely, but still nobody dead yet. Finally, will drop down the Aegis. Hidden somehow still alive with Sandstorm coming through. FBZ is back into the fray. He'll still have buyback as he only.
Oh my god.
He is blown
Give him
away.
the rampage.
That's the rampage. Raven rampage, and he is owning. And it is probably, in fact, it will be game 1 going to TNC.
TNC with the Mega Comfort Draft, the Timbersaw pick, turned out to not really do that much, I think. This feels very reminiscent of, pretty reminiscent of Game 1 with Boom versus Fnatic, where I feel like they just kind of outdrafted themselves a little bit, or like focused too much on trying to get
Radiant team, ban. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, folks, welcome back to what could be our last game of the day. Boom ID versus TNC here in this best of 3 upper bracket second round matchup. TNC with a 1-0 advantage in a confident first game to this series, where they absolutely dismantled Boom ID from head to toe for the most part, won in about 25 minutes or so. Really good start to the series for TNC. Boom ID, the way they got back against Fnatic was they won 2 games in a row and made it through to this matchup between them and TNC. We'll have to see what the choices are, but one thing I can tell you for certain, Base Skip, is that there is no Naga Siren in this game, as Boom ID have finally banned it out.
5 seconds remaining.
Take it right here, or do they want Sand King?
Wow.
Clockwork.
That is not something I was expecting with first pick, considering that it's not been banned or picked in the series.
Like Rubik Sand King for TNC, is that the plan? Rubik PL?
Cuckoo had a great Rubik game, by the way, in the last series, or the first series of the day. It was really impressive.
Oh, for sure.
Really enjoyed it.
He played really well.
Yeah, Sand King is also another one hero that they've done really well with. It's going to be the Tusk instead, though. Enough.
I like this. I wonder if this is going to lead into maybe an SF pick for TNC. Tusk SF is just so brutal to play against on mid. Maybe Boom will take the SF for themselves, and then TNC will have to find out, they'll figure out some other way to deal with the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. But if that does happen, they've already got Rubik and Tusk. They've got 2 amazing ganking supports, so I think they should have no troubles whatsoever in going and killing him off a couple of times on mid lane and resetting his souls a couple of times.
Yeah, they could want the Clockwork with the Shadow Fiend because of the combination, which, I mean, that's fine, but you're right, Tusk and Rubik can easily deal with that particular hero. If they decide to go down that road, which we'll see. I don't think they'll take it here if they do.
Yeah, it did get nerfed a little bit as well.
Yes.
Because the cap on the souls at level 1 is lower now. Yeah, it's 12. So not as potent. But what the hell is this? How do you just straight up first phase pick Tinker?
Here's the Radiant pack.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
10 seconds.
Dire team,
5
ban.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like the Zeus ban in terms of finding the Tinker, having a global presence. Zeus is good in that regard. I actually think Zeus's a pretty good, pretty fun hero, but at this point, I don't know. It's an interesting ban. What do you think about Zeus Sprite?
5 seconds remaining.
At least, I think if Terrorblade picks up more steam, that's maybe the one situation where you might start seeing a little bit of Zeus. I think teams are currently like potentially undervaluing the vision game that Zeus provides a little bit. But I like the hero a lot personally. I play him quite a bit.
Pretty strong in pub games, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Even in spite of raindrops and all that stuff.
Yeah, Zeus doesn't really care about raindrops as much as other nukers, interestingly enough, right? Because you can just, if somebody buys it against you in mid lane, you're still just spamming arc anyway. Doesn't really matter too much. But Terrorblade is going to be banned out. TNC may be feeling like they're not going to have the tools to deal with it this game. Boom. Do they feel like the Tinker is enough to deal with a Phantom Lancer? That is my question right now. Because they do not have the pick coming out of this phase. So if they're worried... Oh, it's already banned. What am I talking about? It's all the way at the top there.
Yep, the top of the ban list. I saw too.
Of course it was first phase banned. It's TNC too good.
That makes some sense for sure for Boom ID to take that out of the...
What else are they going to get rid of? So they want to ban the OD again. Maybe they just ban the OD. No, okay. Sand King banned. TNC's going to pick the OD.
Yeah, this is good.
Sure.
Armel crushed it on this hero in the first series against Fire Dragoon.
Yep.
I think it was a very good choice. Nyx Assassin, though, pretty strong in terms of countering with mana burn and all that good stuff. Okay. Seems like a pretty solid draft from TNC, to be honest.
Seems like TNC knew exactly what they wanted. They like no hesitation.
Yeah.
OD Lycan, let's go. Lycan not really gonna care too much about the Nyx Assassin in lane. Boom, probably just pick their position 5 here. And then I guess think long and hard about what that position 1 is going to be for them.
And what do you pick to deal with a Lycan Outrule Devourer in this particular game? And
I don't know.
Not quite sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You could like maybe pick something like a PA, but even that doesn't sound that great. Just the evasion sounds decent.
Yeah, evasion's like the only thing.
Alright, that's the 5. Lockdown.
I like this.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good. The only downside of a Clockwork Jakiro is that you don't really have a whole lot of solid disables, but I mean TNC have already picked up they've already picked up their mid and their safe lane, so I don't think it's too much of a problem. The way that because it can come back to bite you in other situations where like you pick Clockwork Jakiro as your first 2. It's even happened to me in pubs where you like pick Clockwork Jakiro as your 2 supports, and then the enemy team immediately picks like Marana or Storm or Weaver or something, and you're just like, oh well, we don't have any stuns. What do we do? And yeah, exactly. Doom banned, interestingly enough. I was thinking about Boom maybe trying to run like a position 1 Doom. If you get the drop on Lycan or OD, they obviously just do nothing. Though the Tusk is a little bit annoying with the Snowball being able to waste some time. And TNC looking for their offlaner. I mean that Sam H bat could just be the choice again. Oh, this is
okay.
It's got mischance. Good against the Lycan and the OD. The Whirling Axes are solid, but nobody is using the ultimate really. Yeah, nobody's using the battle trance. I mean, Nyx Assassin does have that agi talent in there somewhere, so he can kind of, you can kind of build right click if you really want, but please don't. Please God don't.
Do it for our entertainment, please.
Yeah,
that would be great. No Boom Doom. They take out the Dooms. Yep. Talking about it. But DNC now deciding what they want to grab as their potential offlaner, and there's plenty available still.
Yeah, why not just the bat again?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that exact same thing. It gives them more lockdown, pretty good team fight. The
Nyx is slightly annoying. I mean, Nyx kind of classic counter to the Batrider, but I think it's still... It's like Batrider can still play. It's not a complete hard counter necessarily. Other options. This is also a fine Brewmaster game.
maybe Underlord potentially too. Also something that recently. Exactly what they want to do. Samh played it in the first series, but gives them some more AoE to work with.
Yeah, Underlord's not terrible either. He might die a little bit in lane.
Yeah.
I just think they have a lot of good options, and so it's hard to say exactly what they're going to go for. This is also pretty good. It's not actually that, like, it's not that hard to find Tinker. Sometimes his Tide, you can build a Blink and a Force Staff and go hunting for him. As soon as you see rockets coming out of a tree line somewhere, it's like, oh well, I can guess that he's probably in there.
Wonder where he is.
Yeah, exactly. So I like this. It's just kind of teamfight superiority, which Boom definitely do not have, really. Like, Nick's stun is unreliable at best. Jakiro Ice Path is maybe a tiny bit better than that, but still not amazing. And as soon as TNC get up a couple of Force Stabs, which I would think that they're going to be buying reasonably early, especially on the OD, I think that Boom are going to have troubles with just getting kited around in circles in teamfights. Yeah,
this is true. Troll already has trouble in terms of getting kited a fair bit, but you add on to the fact that you were just talking about, and there's not that much real reliable disable is going to be a significant issue later on down the road. But who knows? Maybe they'll get off to a fast start. We've seen Drew Micelle dominate the early game and just get off to a really quick snowball-y start and go from there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I think there's a bunch of like he has to buy a BKB against the Tide and the OD. Sometimes there are troll games where you can get away with not buying BKB, but I don't think this is one of them. Like, Troll sometimes prefers to not buy it because it means he can just get like SNY Scotty faster and just be unkillable that way. But I think he has to buy BKB, and I think he also has to buy Blink to deal with the kiting problems and to get in. So that makes his item build a little bit more restricted. Maybe he'll get a Mask of Madness early. I think if Boom can't get the first Roche, I'm really I worry about their chances a lot this game. Because I think Troll Warlord also needs Aegis a lot of the time to play in the mid-game stage before he gets his BKB. Like, a lot of the time you get either like a Vlad's Yasha or an MOM Yasha, and then you desperately need the Aegis with that build to go and take a fight, and you probably do need to go and take a fight to get your BKB. But he's just queuing up Battle Fury, so who knows?
They really already queued up.
Yeah, why not?
Things can change for Drew Micelle, but he's relied on the Battle Fury so far today, and maybe he'll try to rely on it again. Except for the Sven game when he didn't need it, obviously.
Built-in Battle Fury, baby.
Exactly. Also, the power counter game. He likes clearing creep waves, I'm pretty sure. But who doesn't really when you're playing carry?
I mean, Battle Fury still seems like a nice item, especially with the... I think part of it as well is with the side shot being so gutted, it feels like you can't really get super far ahead against the offlaner in the lane. So a lot of the time it's like, oh, why not just buy this Ring of Health, Voidstone, get some sustain, and I'll just focus on my own game as opposed to trying to bully out the offlaner.
Start things off with a first last hit. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this mid lane where Armel should have a pretty damn good time considering how he played in his first game today against Fire Dragoon. We'll keep our eyes on a couple of other lanes, especially lanes like top lane, maybe bully out Raven. But bottom lane, there's going to be an aggro trial lane for now, and Drew Micelle's already been hit up with the Gush. They have the Ice Shards to come in as well. Tim's is looking for itself.
He's dead.
They have. And Drew Micelle is just going to give away first blood at this point, not expecting maybe the aggressive trial lane at the start of this match.
No, well, I mean, we said it after the previous series that, like, if TNC, if you're watching, the answer seems to be just hate out Drew Micelle, and that is exactly what they've done in both Game 1 and now the beginning here of Game 2. They're just not going to let him have
They're going to keep going. Gush comes out. Good dual breath might keep him alive. They have Ice Shards available. And they did get off the Whirling Axes, which gave him the evasion he needed, and he actually will survive because of it. And might even turn on the Cuckoo, depending on what they want to do is bring in the Clockwork here at Yokum, and it's like they're just going to